Hey, Sandy, we really need to start buying stuff that lasts longer in the week. It's beginning to smell like Queen Victoria's Secrets in here. Don't do that! What are you doing? What's wrong? What vexes you, my brother?
Annabella, my yearning for her grows with every tick of the clock. She has reached into the abyss, found my black soul, and clasped it with hands made of velvet. Locks of hair, gold like the sun I will never see again. Porcelain skin that invokes the screams of angels. And her eyes, brother, her eyes! They pierce this lifeless heart like steel daggers!
How old is she?
What?
How old is she?
I don't see how that's material.
If it's not material, you can tell me how old she is.
Not that I have to explain myself to you. But she happens to be almost...
What's that?
She is almost 17.
She's 16 years old?
What's the issue?
You're 182 years old, bro!
And?
There's a bit of an age gap.
Love knows no age, brother.
What about an 80-year-old?
I'm sorry?
Yeah, date an 80-year-old. If love knows no bound, then an 80-year-old should be right up your alley.
My heart,
Lifeless heart.
my lifeless heart, does not burn for an old... don't be gross. I'm trying to express real emotions to you. You're always like this.
Uh-huh. You want to bang a cheerleader, you perv.
No, I do not. I'll have you know that me and Annabella have a very deep and meaningful connection.
You're telling me a vampire pushing 200 years old has a deeper connection with a 16-year-old,
Almost 17.
17-year-old, compared to a lady who's over 80.
Yes?
What do you guys talk about? What do you have in common? Banana splits? Scooby-Doo mysteries?
Actually, it would be Yo Gabba Gabba when she was a kid. It's more in her age range, really.
See, how do you know that?
Look, I don't need to take this from you, okay? Okay, I don't need to explain myself to you. I am 182 flippin' years old, and I will date whoever I feel like dating, okay? And I don't need all this judgment from you.
I bet she's watching The Bachelor right now.
No, she is not watching The Bachelor.
Give her a ring. See what an almost 17-year-old is doing by themselves on a Tuesday night.
Okay, yeah. You know what? I'm gonna do that just to prove you wrong. Just to prove you wrong. That's what I'm gonna. What side is the front? That's right. I'll have you know that she is very mature for her age.
Yeah, I'm sure she's knee-deep in a Jane Austen novel right now.
I'm sorry?
You heard me.
Yes. Annabella? It's it's Sandor, your beloved. Do you have your telly on right now? Mm-hmm. You wouldn't happen to be watching The Bachelor, would you? No. What's that? Marathon? Mm-hmm. Jersey Shore. Yeah, I don't get Snooki either. Listen, I'll have to call you back, love. Yes. Yeah. No, we'll talk later. Yes, love you eternally. All that. God, that proves nothing, okay, man? Like, even the smartest and most mature people in the world, have to unwind every once in a while. They can't just be on all the time. You know, even Stephen Hawking had to watch Jersey Shore.
You're a fucking pedophile.
That's fair.
Well, hello, shitheads! I'm so glad you're here. And let me just say, Hannibal and Monty will be with you in just a bit. So, it's really, 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 really important that you like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Also, look out for plunger points, and if you really, really, really like them, cast a couple dollars their way, because this shit ain't cheap. I'm just saying. Enjoy, and thank you for being here.
Yo, yeah.
Yeah. Do you understand?
Yeah. Insert cliche rap phrase here.
The bastards. Yeah, look.
Yeah.
Soon as we walk into the room, it gets. Then we take it to the west, it gets. From the south to the north, where it's. You know we coming to get it. You know we coming to get it.
Yeah, they used to show love, now the streets hot, but my heart got a trench coat full of heat. So click, clack, and blast. Sick rap,
Yeah, they hot, but my team a little. Smoking, rolling down the window, make it. Clean, hopping out the limo, looking. We'll never be overrated, believe it, we are the
You
greatest.
lying, writing, and denying. Think you squad hype, you think you nice, but we roll the dice and hit 7 weeks. It's time to cash out and keep putting the raps out, yeah.
Okay, yeah, this is the chorus. Why you rambling out of pocket? I'm rolling the bass, knocking.
While you rambling out of pocket, I'm rolling the bass, knocking.
Look, we colder than the end of your calendar, higher caliber.
Look, we colder than the Indian calendar, higher caliber.
Yeah, you know we got it locked and we coming for your spot,
Yeah,
bitch.
you know we got it locked and we coming for your spot,
Yo,
bitch.
you know the flow fly like we riding in the cockpit.
Yeah, you know the flow fly like we write it in the cockpit.
Yo, it never should have happened. While they laughing, we collabing and smashing everything in our path. We wreak havoc.
I got the alley-oop, crash, smash, back, boil glass, kill your crew and left you coming back for your ass.
They really must be tripping, thinking that we wouldn't make it to that luxury living. Make the country listen, we like.
Yep, flow gas, fill it up, get a mass, and I made X cash, 3, 2, 1, blast.
Okay, yeah, this is the chorus.
Killer with the pen, want mine before I jack it. Bastard, I melt tracks with hot acid. Rhyme pattern, mind scatters, rap Adderall. Rappers on top, but well, we gonna smash
Give a
y'all.
fuck about your innocence when I'm rolling with menaces. I hop on the internet just as soon as I finish this. Got a message from your fan, she said I'm a smiley face wink, hitting a reply back. Okay, yeah, this is the chorus.
Previously on
Hannibal and Monty shit show.
Penultimate says, damn, Monty trying to be reasonable without holding judgment until all the facts are found. Like a nerd.
Bridge to Captain Picard.
Go ahead.
We've just received word from the fleet. They've engaged the Borg.
Mr. Data, put Starfleet frequency 1486 on audio.
Aye, sir.
And the stand is not a great Eminem song.
No, I did not say Stan is not a great Eminem song.
What did you say? What happens when a masked producer and a headphone-wearing comic book artist get together to talk music shit, comic book shit, and political shit on the internet? Monty. Hannibal the Beat Animal. Hannibal and Monty shit show. Holy shit. My name gets to be in the title this time. Hannibal and Monty shit show.
Why is my name second? What kind of shit is this?
Hannibal and Monty shit show. Let's talk some shit.
Get your shit together. Get it all together and put it in a backpack. All your shit, so it's together. And if you gotta take it somewhere, you know? Take it to the shit store and sell it. Or put it in a shit museum. I don't care what you do. You just gotta get it together. Get your shit together.
And we are live. Are we live, Monty?
We are live as fuck.
All right, I like that. That ought to be your new opening. Whenever I say, "Are we live, Monty?" you ought to say it just like that. We are live as fuck.
There we go.
And I'll do my
automatic demonetization.
Matter of fact, let's run that again.
All right.
That's our new intro.
All right.
That's how we're running this shit from now on.
So we're going for the automatic yellow from YouTube. All right, I got you. Let's go.
I mean, are we not automatically yellow? So
yeah,
all right, let's do it. Okay, so here we go. And we are live. Are we live, Monty?
We are live as fuck.
All right. Welcome to Hannibal and Monty Shit Show. I am Hannibal, the non-cursing animal.
And I am Monty, the less annoyed with G-Man than Hannibal.
And this is episode 62. Maybe an episode about
Justice for Juicy.
Or
Juicy Smouillet. He's a very famous French actor.
Yes. Juicy Smouillet. Yes.
Juicy Smouillet. There we go.
Yeah.
Man, oh man, this is gonna be a fun episode.
Oh, it is.
It might be fun. It might be terrible. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we'll see what we get. So, yeah, are you ready for this? We're gonna be talking about sticks and stones today.
Yeah, I'm ready to. I've been prepping for this all. Like Monty and I have been talking about this all day.
Yeah.
So, been working on this shit and doing a couple different things to try to get the. Yeah. I'm ready for it. I'm ready to run this shit, man. So everybody, if you've seen this special, then we are gonna have a blast talking about this shit because there's a lot of people that's pissed off about this motherfucking special.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But before we talk about this special, before we get into, the albums and shit, what's up next and all that stuff, like last night, Monty and I.
All right, go.
He laughing. I'm not laughing. All right, look at my face. I'm not happy at all. Okay, look at me. Last night, Monty and I were on Drunken Peasants.
Yes, we were. Shout out to DP, Ben and Billy, sweet boys.
Yeah, Ben Pie, Billy the Fridge had us on, and we were joined by G-Man last night. And if you watch the show, you will see through my mask how annoyed I was that entire episode. I was just what's going on, Sean Stacks? I see you in the chat. What's good? Yeah, I know. Ace Wonder said, I hate that I didn't get to do this show work, but I'm gonna stay active in the comments. Yeah, it's good. Look, listen, and we actually had the conversation like right before the show started. It was like, man, we should have had Ace Wonder on this episode.
Yeah.
So
and I would have, but I'm working on some shit that made it difficult. So
yeah, you just know the reason that we didn't ask you to be on the show is worth it, and when you see why, you'll be like, oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that G-Man episode, that shit was a strain on my motherfucking patience, man. It was just like, and it wasn't like the stuff like him, purposefully trying to get me and Monty's names wrong. It wasn't like It wasn't like when he was like, like when he called Monty Marvin.
Yes.
He said, what's your name with the braids, Marvin? So first off, you know good and goddamn well. You should good and goddamn well know those aren't braids. All right. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
I was, that's the first thing. He was like,
it's all because you didn't do the G search. You didn't know what you were walking into.
Shut
Hannibal.
your damn mouth. We are not calling it G search. I was in a place last night. All right. If y'all want, go back and watch last night's episode of The Peasants. If you want to see just how annoyed I was, it was just it's a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot. But anyway, we will talk about that in depth, all right? Because I was just and I had just, keep in mind for context, y'all, I had literally, because, so I don't know if I've told you guys, but because of my car accident, which I'm still struggling to deal with, guys. So if you have some money to donate to my GoFundMe, that would be fantastic. And if you can't donate
Drop the link in, Hannibal.
Then just share it with people, and even just sharing it would be incredibly helpful, guys. But man, so all right, so after my car accident, I'm gonna give you guys the brief, right? But after my car accident, I have a severely herniated disc in my lower back. And I have a severely herniated disc in my lower back, and I have a torn ligament in my right knee, right? So I'm pretty banged the fuck up. Yesterday morning, I had to get a spinal epidural. It took this long-ass, big-ass needle, and he's like, oh, you won't feel a thing. I felt it all. Felt everything. It was like prison sex, right? It was terrible. Now, I'm all jokes aside, the people actually did a great job. It made it very comfortable, but they basically injected steroids, Novocaine, and all kinds of shit. They gave me the best painkillers on the planet, and I was just nice and floaty and shit. And then we did Drunken Peasants later on that night, and I understand what people say when they say you killing my high. You just killed my high. I get it now. I fucking get that shit now because of fucking G-Man. Man, that shit was tough. That shit was very, very, very and I asked him a bunch. I was like, bro, are you for real? Is this real or is this an act? Are you putting on a show for us? Yeah.
Oh, that shit was funny. Yeah, and the American Nightmare says, how do you know what prison sex feels like? That's a good one. You're getting plunger points. What's up, Planet Mars? He says, damn sorry about your spinal tap, Hannibal. Who else? We got John Weiss in the chat. Penultima's there.
John Weiss, who was on our very first band episode.
Yes. Emily the Neighbor's in there. Humboldt Hipneck, Greg Narton. Who else do we got? Fat old guy in there. We got Juma P is here.
Shit, we got the fucking Hannibal and Monty All-Stars in this bitch.
Sean Stacks. Your name sounds... Sean Stacks has been here before. I haven't seen you.
Stacks has been here before. Yes. We usually catch Sean on Peasants.
All right, there we go. Lord Jamarcus, of course. Of course, Ace Wonder. Yeah, we got all... We E.M. Dubois, saw you in there earlier. And,
yes. And he said, and E.M. Dubois, he was like when you gave out the plunger points to Penultima for being like, you researching facts like a nerd. He just wrote in the chat, nerd.
Yeah, I saw you respond. He got his points.
Yeah, make sure he gets his points.
He got him. And Newshound was in there somewhere. I don't see him anymore.
You know what? I'm just not even dealing with Newshound. Danny Listeners in the chat. He was also in the pre-show with us. Drank Sinatra. What's going on? Man, this is awesome. We got a lot of people in the show today. This is cool. Also, if you haven't already, go ahead and click the like button. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel.
Yes.
If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. You automatically get, I think, 100 plunger points if you subscribe to the channel. And of course, throw a couple dollars our way, because this show ain't cheap. Hit us on the nickel chat down below, or you can hit us with the Streamlabs. Join our Patreon for as little as $2 a month. You can be a part of the pre-show. We do a pre-show right before every show.
Yep.
And the pre-show is awesome.
The pre-show was fun today. Thing. Yeah. Now, Hannibal and Monty, we learned a lot about ourselves. That you can find out what that is if you become a patron, because the links are there for the pre-show on Patreon.
Hey, you know what? Give Sean Stacks plunger points because he says, and I quote, I love this show.
Thank you. That's just enough for plunger points. Hang on.
Yeah, he said that's just enough for plunger points. That is exactly right for plunger points. Anyway, so now that we did that first, so we start with the music, right?
Yeah. But wait. Let me give out our social media stuff. Patreon is the link for it. Patreon.com/5H1T. Streamlabs donations. Streamlabs.com/Hannibal and Monty Show. Any donation 20 and above goes to the voice to chat thing. Everything else we read, we'll probably read between every fair file. This episode is going to be packed with fair files. Twitch.tv/5H1T Show. Facebook.com/Hannibal and Monty. And nobody's there on Facebook. I just checked it real quick. Snapchat, show_5H1T. Twitter, 5H1T Show. Discord link is in the description. And the Amazon wish list is below. Also, you can send shit to P.O. Box 13013, New Orleans, Louisiana, 70185. That's all of it. I think that's the quickest I ever went through all that.
That was quick. All right, let's go ahead and do the music thing so we can go ahead and get to the meat of the show.
Yeah.
I'm ready to talk about this shit, man.
Yeah, let's get into this. Like hit the next segment called Have You Heard This Shit? Check it out. Play that intro.
Hey, go full screen with this shit, Monty.
What's that?
Say go full screen.
There we go.
Wake your punk ass up.
Who are you?
Have you heard this shit?
Okay, all right.
There you go. All right. Up.
All right.
There we go. Wait.
All right. So this week for Check This Shit Out, Monty and I, and I forget which shithead it was that picked this number.
This was number. This was not the next number in the order.
No. This was number one. This was so every week we're gonna listen to and review at least 2 albums a week. We're gonna always review whatever the number one album in the country is at the time, and then we'll let you guys pick a random number, and then that number is the album that we listen to. So this week, last week, the number one album in the country was Post Malone's album, and it is called, what's it called?
Hollywood's Bleeding.
Hollywood's Bleeding. You know what I'm saying? It's that time of the month in Hollywood.
Yes,
is what he said. That joke will probably get us demonetized. So it just, I'm already regretting saying it. I'm already regretting it leaving my lips. It came out too fast. Anyway, so normally, like last time I did this research, I give you guys a bunch of quick stuff. Austin Richard Post, born July 4th, 1995. Fuck my life. Known professionally as Post Malone, is an American rapper, singer, songwriter, and record producer. He has gained acclaim for blending musical genres such as pop, trap, and rock, his introspective songwriting, and his vocal style. Born in Syracuse, New York, and raised in Grapevine, Texas, not too far from Dallas, I'm not mistaken, Post first attained recognition in 2015 following the release of his debut single, White Iverson, which peaked in the top 20 in the U.S. Billboard Hot 100. He has subsequently earned a record contract with Republic Records. He is a white dude. I always feel weird about calling Post a rapper, because I think he's more of a singer than he is a rapper. But last year he had a bunch of really, really, really big records. I think he had a song called Rockstar that was the number one song in the country. Also, Congratulations, which if it wasn't the number one song, it was like I think a top 10 Billboard single. And he had and at the same time last year he had a very big hit that lasted at the end of last year all through this year called Sunflower, from which was the lead track, the lead song from Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Yep.
So yeah, that is a glimpse into the window of Post Malone. Monty, first things first, what did you think about the artwork for Post Malone's album? I haven't even seen it yet, so let me look at it first.
All right, I actually find this shit extremely boring. Like, compared to the Shawn Mendes art, which was the last time I talked about album art, I find this one really boring, especially in context with what the album is. Like, what are you trying to be? Are you Bruce Springsteen walking on the set of Game of Thrones? Because it sure as the fuck doesn't sound like that when I listen to this album. And what's this little skeleton on the side? This is stupid. This is a dumb album cover. Look, no disrespect to the photographer and the guy with Photoshop that did it, but this is trash, much like Post Malone probably smells. So.
Damn, Monty, just right out the gate. All right, there you go.
So that's what I think of the album art. It's basic. He's like, I'm gonna put this leather jacket on. I want some swords and put me by this stone arch. Let me stand in front of him, put my hands in my pocket, and put my head down. It's gonna look cool. Then he looked at it. He's like, it needs something. Why don't we put a little skeleton right there? But it's not to put the fucking skeleton. But it's not to scale. Post. I don't care. Put a little skeleton. Make it smaller. Make it smaller. That's what happened here.
Said it's like the guy who was designing his album cover. He was like Post was like, the cover's good, but it needs something. He said, hey man, do you have any leftover Halloween decorations from last year?
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Oh yeah, and it's not very visible on there. See, I fucked up when I did that video. Today's been a weird day. I might talk about it on a future shit show, but not here.
Gotcha.
No excuses. Gotcha. Y'all don't give a fuck. I fucked up on it. I'll make up for it. I'll post it in Discord. Join our Discord.
You'll post about Post?
I'll post about Post in
All
Discord.
Right,
so I'll put the album cover in there.
Post squared. All right. As far as the production goes, I thoroughly enjoy the production on this project. Like, I'm a fan of bending genres. So if you take hip hop and pop and rock and dubstep, and just take different things that aren't supposed to go together and find a way to make them go together. I'm a fan of that. Like the group that I used to manage and produce, the Bastards, and that live action animation was a member of.
And you heard a Bastard song on my art video.
Yeah, that art video Monty was doing, that was the Bastards that you heard. That was from our Adele themed project, 1921. Which Monty did the artwork for, which is fantastic.
Thank you.
But yeah, I'm a fan. Matter of fact, somebody called him a fusion enthusiast, and I want to see who it was. A fusion enthusiast. Somebody also said he's a hobo fashion enthusiast.
That was Penultimate that said that.
Yeah.
And I see a bunch of y'all talking about the Ozzy thing. We're gonna talk about that song.
Yeah, we're gonna get to it. So I like the production. Monty, what did you think of the album? What are your standout tracks?
Standouts for me is actually Take What You Want, the song featuring Ozzy.
Yeah,
that's a damn good song.
Is it a 5-star song?
Possibly. I am very stingy with 5 stars until I've heard the song enough. But right now, I want to hear it again. So I enjoyed it. What else did I like? Die For Me.
Also, if you've heard this album in the chat, let us know. Let us know if you've heard this album in the chat, and let us know what you thought about it too. But just right now, let us know if you heard the album in the chat.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Monty. I'm with you.
Yeah. Die For Me is another song, or Die For Me is a standout in chunks. Like, that's the weird thing about this album. But when we discuss more, I'll get into some of that. Mm-hmm. I like parts. I like Halsey on Die For Me. If you skip to Halsey's part, because Halsey is flexing on her verse, big time, and she sounds awesome doing it. Future and Post, not so much. Halsey sounds awesome. So skip to the end of that song and check her out. I do that with a lot of music. Like, once I've gotten used to it, the song will come on and my finger automatically knows where on the bar to tap to get the verse I want. So Halsey's verse will be on repeat. And Enemies with the Baby is the third standout for me.
Enemies is not with the Baby. The Baby is on. You're right. I'm sorry. You're right. All right. I'm wrong. Yeah. I'm wrong.
Enemies with the Baby. Those are my 3 standouts.
Okay.
So,
and the funny thing is, I'm not crazy about Enemies. I don't really like those whimsical sounding rap beats. Those ones that kind of sound like it's like if Sesame Street was trying to teach you how to tie your strings to trap beats. I don't like that shit.
All right.
Yeah. So
fair enough. What were the standouts for you?
So I love the intro. I think the intro is dope as fuck.
All right.
The Hollywood is Bleeding. I like Die For Me. And I never thought that if somebody was like, hey, we got a song with Post Malone, Future, and Halsey, and we're gonna do this song and let people hear it, I'll be like, so first off, that sounds awful. It sounds like everybody on that song has chlamydia for sure. Yeah. And I don't like it. I don't want to participate in whatever's going on. It just seems like I need antibacterial hand soap just to listen to that fucking song. But that motherfucker jams though. You know, and it's funny because I always tell people that Post Malone is the white Future.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just like the way it goes is, you know, if you start, I always start at the end first. So it's like Juice WRLD is the black Post Malone. Post Malone is the white Future. Future is the trap T-Pain. T-Pain is the new age Roger Troutman.
All right.
That's how you get. That's the line. That's the line you get to get
and
off.
Before I forget to respond to it, Sean Stacks, the Gorillas are amazing. I love that band. We will probably talk about them on a show.
Yeah,
really
we might have
soon.
to do a whole Gorillas episode.
Yeah.
That might be fine. I really like Die For Me. I really like On the Road. I really like I'm Gonna Be. I really like Internet. I really like I Love Myself. Sunflower. And I know there's a lot of joints on this project I really, really, really liked.
Yeah, you connected with way more of them than I did.
Yeah, and see, here's what's funny. It was like, so I was driving around one day. Chris Eldridge said this is Hannibal saying Post Malone is gentrified trap music.
And right before that, American Nightmare is like, is Die For Me better than Stan, Monty? No, it's not American Nightmare. I see you trolling. You trolling.
Look, my exposure to this album was I had a customer. I had this white girl get in my car one night, and she said, also, go ahead and click the like button. We got 50 people watching, only 27 likes. We need to fix that. Yeah. Go ahead and consensually massage that like button. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead and do that. I had this white girl get in the car one night, and I gave her the aux. She started playing Post Malone. And I was like, what is this shit? And the first song she played was the Ozzy Osbourne song. For me, that is a 5-star song. As soon as I heard that shit, the first thing I thought was, this sounds like some shit I would make. This is the type of record that I would make right here. You know what I'm saying? And I thought it was a great use of Ozzy. I think it's a great. I'm ready for that song to be an actual single and be like a top 5, top 10 charted single that gets played 100 times a day on the radio till I fucking get sick of it. But right now, I love that shit. Is dope.
Yeah. All
right. So I like it. What are the tracks that you didn't like on this project? Like what are the low points for you, Monty?
For me, see, I didn't like Internet. I thought Internet was dumb. Wow, not a fan of it. Circles, and the rest of the songs, I didn't think they were bad. They just didn't stick. Like they were all like a bag of like a variety pack of Lay's potato chips, and I kind of felt like Post Malone couldn't decide if he wanted to be a rapper or try to be Weezer on this album. And with him trying to be Weezer, I'd rather just go listen to the worst Weezer album because it's better than him trying to sound like Weezer.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's what's up. Who do you think this album is best suited for?
That's the question I didn't think of for this. Let me think of it on the spot.
Well, I got you. While you do that, the tracks, like I got a bunch of like 3-star songs on this project that I was like, this is okay. Like it just didn't resonate with me. Like Enemies didn't resonate. 1,000 Bad Times didn't resonate. Circles didn't resonate with me. But Allergic is probably the song that I didn't like the most. And it's not a bad song because he definitely bends genres. I just didn't like the way he was bending them. I mean, just for me. But like I enjoyed the vast majority of this project, and I never thought that I would sit back and be like that I would be riding around listening to Post. But you know what? I fuck with it. For me, this album is for white people who listen to rap music and say the N-word when there are no black friends around. Not in a racist way. Not in a racist way. In a this word just pops up in the song and there's nobody black around, I'm gonna say it. It's all good. I mean, I'm not saying that it's all good. I'm saying that I think those are the people that are listening to this album.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I enjoyed it. I think this is a very good album.
I think it's fine if you say the N word if I can't hear it. That's just me. If I can't hear it.
Yeah. But for me, Post Malone is not a rapper. No. But Post Malone isn't a rapper to me. I don't think Future's a rapper either. I think they're singers that sing about rap shit.
Yep. That's what it is.
But I also think that like the definition of
You saw E.M. Dubois also?
Yeah, I saw it too. Yeah.
All right.
We both laughed at the same.
You're giving plunger points, E.M. Dubois.
Yeah, E.M. Dubois says Hannibal just called me out and called me and my peeps out. Yeah. Yeah. Look, that's what I think it's for. I think it's for people. It's like when they listen to rap music and they say the N-word as long as there's no black people around. Not in a racist way, just in a way that keeps the song moving. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so that you're not riding around going to all my put your motherfucking hands in the air. You're not gonna do that when you're in the car by yourself. I get it.
They listen to "Damn It Feels Good to Be a Gangster." They know they know that motherfucker word for word. Goddamn it. So yeah, and that is what it is. But yeah, I enjoyed this album more than I thought I would.
Yeah.
So
it was in ways better than I thought it would be, but in a lot of ways not. I think this is for people that want to sound like they're on to something new and hot that nobody else is on to. That's the sound. That's what this reminds me of. People that are like, you got to hear this new Post Malone. It's super different. No, the fuck it's not.
Yeah. And look, Mike, I also like Hollywood's Bleed. Matter of fact, not only do I like the album, I like that track. Like, I think that was the perfect way to start the album off because it gives you the sense of what type of genre-bending music he's trying to make. Like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed this project. I didn't think I would, and I listened to it twice. And there's a lot of stuff on there that I really, really liked. So yeah. So that concludes Have You Heard This Shit? Now, Monty, why don't you tell the people what we got up next?
Well, wait, before we do that, we got some Streamlabs that's coming up right now, or one. Wait, where is it? Come on, load. Why won't you load? I clicked it. You should have been right there. I got so many things happening on this screen in front of me. Here it comes. Recent events. Yeah, we got Schmidt. Who is Schmidt? I don't know you. Thank you. Just finished the G-Man, Hannibal and Monty DP episode. Y'all are the shit out of this 5. Okay.
Man, look, that episode is like everybody that watched the episode of me and Monty last night on Drunken Peasants with G-Man, y'all will see your boy was struggling, all right? that shit was like, look, all I can say is I wasn't ready. I was not ready.
Wasn't ready.
I wasn't fucking ready, man. I was not ready for that shit, man. G-Man, that's a lot. That's a lot to deal with, bro.
All right.
I wasn't ready.
Fair enough.
I wasn't ready.
I was ready. I had a good time. And with that being said, where did Zoe go? Zoe disappeared, but that's all right. I got it. So, yeah, let's talk about what's up next.
All right.
Try to make it clap, cause we up next.
There we go. All right.
Yes. So the very next episode, like in 2 days, in less than 48 hours, Monty and our torture episode for the month of September, Monty and I are watching all 9 of the Fast and the Furious films.
Yes.
We are watching, Fast and the Furious, The Fast and the Furious, Too Fast, Too Furious, 3 Fast, 3 Furious, Fast and Furious. I like that the 4th movie just took the "thes" out the title.
Yeah.
That's all they did. It was like, hey, what if we made the 4th movie and we just took the word "the" out? So it's just Fast and Furious, Fast 5, Fast 6, Fast 7, Fate of the Furious, and the Hobbs and Shaw movie. So we're going to be talking about all 9 of those sons of bitches. And right now, I'm saying it, and like Monty, what did you say we wanted to give 250 points? 200 points?
Yeah.
So Monty and I are going to give 200 plunger points to whoever can figure out how we need to spell Fury Eye. All right? Whoever gives us the best, and look, I'll keep it diplomatic. Right?
Yeah.
We'll take the best 4 examples. We'll create a poll, let you guys vote on it, and whoever has the best spelling of Fury Eye, that person is going to win 200 plunger points.
Nice. Yeah.
Yes.
And or we'll get to how you can another way you can win 200 plunger points when we get further down this list.
How do we collect their answers?
You know what? I found that it's easier to collect everything all in one place. Post it in Discord in the you know what? Post those answers in... No, you can't post in live shit. Post it in general until I say otherwise on Discord. Yeah. Put them in general on Discord because I can always scroll back up through them. It's easier to find them there.
Yeah.
So there you go.
So we're gonna do the Fast and the Fury Eye episode on Friday. And Monty, tell them what we got coming up in October.
All right. So after the Fast and the Furious episode, we've got Jeff Holiday coming on for the first Wednesday in October. That's going to be a fun episode. Looking forward to talking some shit with Jeff Holiday. Yes. I always enjoy his content. We interacted with him once on Pimp Monk's Morning Wood. We got to get Pimp back on the show. We got to get on the Morning Wood in October too. I'm going to work on that. And we got some DP appearances coming up. I got to talk to Ben to finalize those. And then the week after that, it's I hope y'all are in the mood for some motherfucking G shit because he is coming into our house. Yes.
So basically just back to back torture episodes is what I just heard.
Not Jeff Holiday. We got Jeff Holiday. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I know, but we just had G-Man. We just had to do a G-Man episode on Drunken Peasants, and now we're gonna have G-Man on our channel. So
That's true. So
shit.
So yeah, that's coming. And then later in the month on October 11th is our 1-year anniversary show. The very first Hannibal and Monty shit show was on October 11th last year. So we're doing it again this year, October 11th. It's going to be an episode about Eminem again. And and one of the things we need, one of the ways that you can get another 200 plunger points, and this isn't even a contest. All you got to do is grab your camera and send us something, and that something is we want testimonials. Say whatever you want about Hannibal and Monty and the shit show. Send that shit to us. You can post it to YouTube unlisted, send us a link, or you can just email the video to 5h1t_show@sweethalloweenandcollardgreens.com. And the only thing we require is you can say whatever you want, but you have to say at the end, I'm a shithead. Why the fuck is my name not in the title?
Yeah, or why is my name not in the title? Like, if you don't want to curse, you don't have to curse. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a shithead. Why is my name not in the title? That's all you got to do. Say your name. I'm a shithead. Why is my name not in the title? Say whatever you want about the video, and that's it. You shoot that video, send that to us. Automatic 200 plunger points, and remember the shitheads with the most plunger points at the end of the month, or the shithead with the most plunger points at the end of the month, will get free merch from our merch store. Yeah, that is. See, we are literally turning plunger points into something you can actually use. So,
and the way the free merch will work is, I'm gonna send that shithead a coupon code from the, and it'll most likely be a new item that I'm gonna add. I'll send you a coupon code, and it's yours. All you do is go and complete it in the store, and Streamlabs sends it straight to you. Takes all the legwork out and makes it fun. Now I can give you shit. So, there you go. But it's not of all time. So if you look at that top list, that's not who wins this month. It's whoever earns the most that particular month.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we're gonna do something special for the all-time people when we do the next episode of the next the second annual Golden Turtle Awards.
Yes.
So
yes.
so there's that. And we also have a the comic book episode that we're doing in October is going to be based on all villain comic book movies. So we'll be reviewing the new Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix. We'll also be talking about Justice League, the animated Justice League's Gods and Monsters. We'll be talking about the animated Batman, The Killing Joke movie. We'll be talking about Batman Assault on Arkham, which is essentially a Suicide Squad movie. And we will be revisiting fucking Catwoman.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Yeah.
You don't sound excited about that.
No, I'm not at all. Not at all. I'm laughing though at Grim Chris Eldridge because he called it cryptocurrency.
Yes.
Like that.
Oh,
I like that.
All right, that's what we're
like
calling it
that.
from now on. Who said that?
Chris Eldridge.
Chris Eldridge. And
Yes.
look, I give more plunger points for shit that we're gonna keep saying. We're gonna keep saying that. So cryptocurrency. Yes.
Yeah, I like cryptocurrency. You fucking I like cryptocurrency more than I like plunger points.
Well, plunger points are cryptocurrency. See how
I
it
got
works?
you. I see what you did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like dollars are money.
Yeah.
I got you. I see what you just did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So there you go. We get to say both.
Yeah. So that's everything for what's up next.
Yes. Hang on. I'm giving Chris Eldridge his plunger points.
Gotcha.
There we go. Now you got him. Boom.
Nah.
Save. All right.
Greg Norton says Halle Berry is never bad. She is never bad, except in Catwoman.
Oh,
but she was very bad.
She's
and
fucking
also,
terrible.
all the time she played Storm in the X-Men, and that movie where she thought she was seeing ghosts, but then come to find out she was the ghost. Like, other than those instances, she's great.
Yeah. Other than that, she's fine. She's
It's
Catwoman.
Destruction Inc. says, is carpetbagger racism against black people because I saw a white midget yell that at a 6'5" black man the other day. This is driving me crazy.
Carpetbagger?
A carpetbagger. See, that sounds like that would be a slur against lesbians.
No, that's... when was it? Back in the day, the carpetbaggers. That's not a black people thing.
Carpetbagger. Okay. I'm confused. I don't see it as a let's see, carpetbagger. Let's see. Here we go.
Unless it's got some new meaning, but
a political candidate who seeks election in an area where they have no local connections. It's a weird slur, but all right. A person perceived as an unscrupulous opportunist.
Yeah, that wasn't racist.
Yeah. Maybe he's just trying to work some old timey insults into, you know what I'm saying, into his shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See, you're filthy. You're filthy chiseler.
Yeah. He was just being a cotton-headed ninny muggins. That's all.
Whoa! Watch the language, good sir. Okay.
Sorry for the language.
We are not savages here.
Yes, that's true. That's true. Sorry about that. But yeah. So, also, keep
Ben Ultimate says slurs are funny. My people gets called mountain monkeys. That is. That is
really
that. I don't know if I should laugh.
Yeah. I just felt bad for laughing. Wow.
American Nightmare says maybe the black guy was the mayor. We don't know.
Oh, y'all are racking up these fucking points tonight. Hang on.
Yeah, right. Penultimate gets plunger points. American Nightmare gets plunger points. And Destruction Inc. gets plunger points just for asking the question.
Yes.
And give Greg Norton plunger points for even knowing what, just even knowing that that's about politicians. That's amazing. Yeah. You look, fat old guy says even Halle Berry admits Catwoman was bad. See, there you go.
All right. I'll accept that.
Yeah. All right. Now.
Yeah. So, you wanna move on to the questions I got for you, Hannibal?
Let's do that shit, man.
All right. Well, I got two for you this time, and here's the first one.
What's up, nigga? You wanna talk some shit?
Hell yeah, I got some shit I want to unload. Let's do this shit, man.
All right, well, here's my next question. What's eating Hannibal? So here we go.
Often imitated but never duplicated.
Yeah, that's it. OG, original gangster, original gangster, original gangster.
Women drivers, people who talk during the movie, customers who cannot make up their mind while ordering food.
They shit on LA. They shit on Chicago. They shit on Miami. They shit on New Jersey.
New Yorkers, Atlanta Falcon fans, possibly people from Alaska.
They hate Canadians. They hate the South. They hate the rain. They hate the snow. They hate murder. They hate crime. They hate fucking everything. They hate the Knicks when they're winning. They hate the Knicks when they're losing.
Indecisive morons. Blithering idiots. Humans. These people have formed a burning question. What is grinding Hannibal's gears?
Dun, 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 dun. All right, so this What's Eating Hannibal. Since we're talking about Dave Chappelle, Sticks and Stones, this What's Eating Hannibal is about. I mean, it's sort of about Rotten Tomatoes, but it's a little bit more than that. But yeah, this one is about Rotten Tomatoes. So if you guys don't know, Dave Chappelle put out his Sticks and Stones comedy special, and when Rotten Tomatoes made it available for critics to talk about it, they only allowed five journalists to talk about the special, and they grabbed these ultra liberal, super left leaning, like ultra progressive, super woke fucking critics to rate the special, and they all gave his shit a 0. So on a scale from 1 to 100, 5 different critics all gave his shit a 0. All right, a big fat fucking 0. You know what I'm saying? And not too long after that, they opened it up to the public so the public could vote on it, so that the people could actually say stuff. And then as the people voted on it, then the shit changed, and then it went from like a 0%. Well, the critical consensus is still very low, and I think it's like floating around. Let me see, where is it at right now? Rotten Tomatoes has Dave Chappelle's special at what is it at? I can't even see. It's very fucking low. But the audience score, once they allowed people like to vote on it, got a 99%. So it's got a 35% from critics. It's got a 99% from the audience. Has there ever been a wider chasm between what critics think and what fans think? I don't know. I don't know if I can speak on it, but in recent memory, I can't think of a wider chasm than these two things. And it pisses me off that, because I would like to call myself a liberal. I'd like to call myself a Democrat. I'm definitely left-leaning. I'd like to think of myself as an aggressive progressive. But having these people be on my side infuriates me. These super woke people that are like, anything offensive needs to be canceled, destroyed, or deleted. And that's bullshit. All right? Like, Dave Chappelle pretty much let you know right in the beginning of the special what this special was. He's like, hey, I'm going to start the special by giving y'all some impressions. And the second impression he does is of a super woke audience. It's like, that's you. That's how you guys sound to me. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Always complaining about every little thing that anybody does, wanting to disqualify them or throw them in the trash because you didn't agree with what the fuck they said. Right? So, and it sucks because I've always used Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb as great aggregators to know if a movie is worthwhile or not. And typically, you know, like, I don't always agree with the critics, but I know if the critics give something a high score, I know the type of film that I'm going into. But I can't even trust that shit anymore because of this. Because, look, regardless of what you think about this special is not a 35 out of 100. All right?
It's not.
Like, this special is not a 35 out of 100. So, you know, and this really speaks to the times we live in, where we have these millennial metrosexual junkies you know, that grew up getting participation trophies for everything they do, that's like, oh, I find that offensive, so it needs to be fucking deleted. Like, we can't give these people too much goddamn power. All right? Like it just, like, and this is one of those things where it's just like, look, I don't like that you're on my side because you're making our side look fucking bad, all right? And even worse than making our side look bad, you're making our side look fucking weak. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we live in a place, in a time where comedians can't tell jokes, then what are we doing here? What's the point? What's the point of anything? Like when I think about the roads that people like Lenny Bruce and Bill Hicks and George Carlin and Richard Pryor fucking paved so people like Dave Chappelle could tell the jokes that they want to tell. And then he puts the special out, and then they just come. And then for Rotten Tomatoes to set it up where only certain types of critics were allowed to comment on this shit, it's shame on you guys. Like, Rotten Tomatoes, you really let me down on this one, and I'm very disappointed in you guys. Stop letting these metrosexual millennial junkies that grew up getting participation trophies for every goddamn thing they do fucking determine what we like or don't like, okay? Look at that fucking audience score of 99, all right? Those are the people that saw the special and was like, this shit is funny as fuck, all right? Stop being so woke that you sleep, all right? Stop doing that shit. You're not making things better. That's what's eating Hannibal.
Preach, brother Hannibal, preach.
Yeah.
Bro,
that shit is trash, bro. That shit is absolutely trash.
Yeah,
absolutely. And we're gonna talk about outrage culture. And I don't even want to waste time on this. Let's go ahead and go right in the fair file.
We're not wasting time on this episode.
No, let's go right in the fair file.
All right, here we go. Fair file. Let's hit it.
Yes. How big are your balls? Okay, Mr. Rashid. Are they ready for the truth?
Yes, they ready for it.
Just love it.
How do they hurt us? Because they love Phil.
We don't need to give any time to that mess, do we?
We're talking about deliverance. See, I'm talking, so many people out there are captives. And I'm talking about homosexual lifestyle. I was delivered from something like that. I was a prostitute for over 30 years. I sold my body on the street corners. See, I can talk about that sin. Hallelujah, because see, I was wrapped up, tied up, tangled up. And I loved it when I was doing it. Hallelujah, God came and purged me. Hallelujah, God made me get it the old-fashioned way. You just turn your soul unto me and I'll use you. But now I can shake for Jesus. Oh, I love the anointing of the Holy Ghost. Bless you.
Suck my cock, bitches.
God bless you.
Has the Imperial Magistrate reached a verdict? I have. Guilty or innocent. Innocent. Feed him to the shotguns.
I'm leaving you for.
Yes. Fair or motherfucking foul. All right, let's do this shit. So, if this is your first time watching Hannibal and Monty Shit Show, first off, welcome. We're very happy to have you. If this is your very first time watching the show, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. Click the like button. And remember, guys, you get 25 or 30 plunger points if you share this shit on your social media. So if you share it on Facebook, you get 25 points. Share it again on Instagram. Share it again on Snapchat. Share it again on Twitter. Just like that, you got 100 plunger points, and you'll be in the running to get the fucking...
I've already given out a few during the show. I saw notifications pop up.
Yes. So share it, and if you want the points, make sure you tag us so we can go ahead and talk about this shit. Now, the way Fair File works is every day I do a deep dive on the news. I have a news aggregator site that I go to, which just changed recently, and I'm a little bummed out about that shit because the one that I used to have changed, and then it forced me to find this one, and then I found this one, fell in love with it, and then they changed it, so now I got to go find another one. You know what I'm saying? Which is kind of trash. So anyway, every day I do a deep dive on the news. I go to my news aggregator site. I go to AP, AssociatedPress.com, CNN, Fox News, Reuters, Breitbart, Infowars, The Blaze, The Hill, Politico, Axios, I'll check Snopes out, MSNBC. I go to a lot of times I'll read the same stories over and over again on a bunch of different sites. And sometimes when I come across these stories, I wonder, did they get when I look at the end result, did they get it right or did they get it wrong? Was the end result accurate or inaccurate? Was it fair or was it foul? And because this episode is about Dave Chappelle, Sticks and Stones, we're gonna make sure that all of the fair fouls are about fucking Dave Chappelle. Right?
Yes.
I mean, not about
fucking Dave Chappelle.
No, not about
foul.
Fucking.
I don't want to see anything with that. Foul.
Walked right into that one. Walked right into that one. All right.
But wait, before you go, also remember, send Streamlabs nickel chats in. Help support the show. Streamlabs.com/Hannibal and Monty show. We will read them between every fair foul. So, there you go.
Yes, and Ian Dubois. Yeah, I used to love watching all of that dark anime shit that used to come on Adult Swim like late at night. Like that shit was for me, especially on like Saturday, Sunday nights. That shit was the best.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And also we got Destruction Inc. said Sticks and Stones 99 out of 100. That jumpsuit needed a belt. I agree with you. And American Nightmare said he was triggered. He's suing Hannibal because all he got was participation trophies in his life. So, there you
go. That's funny. You know what I say to everybody that only got participation trophies? You know, when they were young, be better at sports. There you go. Keep it moving. So,
and Kilo says he'd fuck Dave. I still don't want to see it, Kilo.
Yeah, but it's still good to know. Anyway, all right. So, and I'm gonna just start right at the top of the special. You can load up the Michael Jackson video. Don't play it just yet. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to set it up. So the first story comes from Deadline.com. Hold on, let me pull an article up right now. Deadline.com. The director of Leaving Neverland fires back at Dave Chappelle Sticks and Stones comments. Right? And the picture they chose of him is just very serial killer looking. Like they didn't pick the best picture of Dan Reed. Leaving Neverland director Dan Reed had some choice words for Dave Chappelle this evening on the red carpet at the Creative Arts Emmys. Reed was responding to Chappelle's scathing comments about the film in his latest Netflix special, Sticks and Stones. And Dan Reed, the director of Leaving Neverland, said, and I quote, "I don't think Dave Chappelle was very funny or clever to do what he did. You know, mocking kids who were raped by famous people, it's like, is that funny?" Reed said. You know, he said, some people think it's funny, but I don't want this film to be postponed as a part of some sort of cancel culture. And that's roughly what that's roughly what it is. So anyway, in the special, in Dave Chappelle's Netflix special, according to Deadline, which was released on August 26th, Chappelle called the two-part film nasty. Like he called Leaving Neverland nasty, and he told people, he's like, yeah, if you haven't seen that shit, don't watch it. All it is it's like 4 hours of baby dicks in your ears. And he says, and then Dave Chappelle leaned into the camera and he says, "I don't believe those motherfuckers." He says, "Don't watch it. It's fucking gross. It's some really nasty shit." And he was like, "I don't think he did this shit, but even if he did, you know what I'm saying?" Like, and that was what Dave Chappelle said. Now, Monty, go ahead and run the clip of one bit of what Dave Chappelle had to say about Michael Jackson and the Neverland kid accusations.
All right.
From the Sticks and Stones special.
Here we go.
You know how good it must have felt to go to school the next day after that shit? Hey, Billy, how was the weekend? How was my weekend? Michael Jackson sucks my dick! And that was my first sexual experience. If I'm starting here, then sky's the limit.
There you go.
All right. So that was a little, just tiny piece of the bit, and the bit goes on for a little while. So the question, the fair foul question, I don't even know how to phrase this. Like, you know, because the director Dan Reed said he didn't think the shit was funny. Now, a lot of outrage about this special comes from, because this is like the first big bit that he does in his special Sticks and Stones.
Yeah.
This is like the very, very, very first thing that Dave Chappelle says, and he talks about the you know, these you know, the now adults, they were kids at the time who had the accusations about Michael Jackson molesting them. You know, he off the rip. This is the first joke in Sticks and Stones. So right out the gate, guys, let's talk about it. Was this joke fair or foul? Was this a fair joke or a foul joke? Was this joke over the line?
All right. Yeah, answer below. We'll read
and everybody, whether you've seen it or just based on what we talked about just now, let us know in the chat if you guys saw Sticks and Stones, Dave Chappelle Sticks and Stones. Let us know the Michael Jackson bit. You know, did it cross the line? Was Dave's joke fair or was Dave's joke foul in the regards of Michael Jackson in this particular scenario?
Yeah, and I'm just gonna, like, while y'all throw it in, while y'all throw your answers in, I'm just gonna say, if any of the fair or fouls that ask if the joke was fair or foul, I'm a motherfucker that loves Eminem from Slim Shady LP on. As far as jokes go, fucking fair. That question, I'm always gonna say fair.
Okay.
So yes, it's fair. Like,
okay,
if you didn't find it funny, that's different. Doesn't make the joke less fair.
Now I was watching a little bit of DL. I saw a clip of DL Hughley's. I want to say his podcast. I don't know if it's a podcast or if it's an actual television show. And he had Jay Leno on as well, and they were talking about it. And Jay Leno said, you know, he said the realest shit ever. Shout out to Jay Leno. All right, like we don't give Jay Leno credit.
Tiny Face Jay said something. All right.
Yeah.
His face is like one size.
Tiny Face Jay.
Yeah, his face is like one size too small for the head.
Yeah. Jay Leno said it's only offensive. Like, jokes are only offensive to people if they didn't think it was funny. If it's funny, you kind of let it slide. If it's not funny, then it's like, oh, we got to talk about it.
Yeah.
You know. So the people that obviously said this are all people that were offended by what he said.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's fair. I think the joke's totally fair. What's the chat saying? What do we got?
Let's see.
Dylan DePickle. All right, there we go. He said fair. What else? Do you see more? Let's see.
I'm going through them now. Ian Dubois says fair. Juggalo V, Juggalo 5. Should I say Juggalo V or Juggalo 5?
You let us know. Clarify.
I'm asking Juggalo V. You let me know if you want it to be Juggalo V or Juggalo 5. But he says joke is fair. Juma P says it's fair. I don't give a fuck. Humboldt Hipneck says fair. Dave Chappelle has the right to be offensive, but it's not surprising that someone is offended. Yeah, I get it. You know, and I told Monty this after watching the special. After watching this special, I felt like I thought the shit was hilarious in a lot of places. But I felt like I was watching a friend do something that I knew he was going to get in trouble for later.
Yeah.
And there's a part of me that's like, man, I don't know if you want to do this because, you know, they're going to be mad at you tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Even though I don't disagree with it.
Yeah.
But, you know, but there's a lot of people that was bent out of shape about this.
Yeah. And I want to say something about that. And I don't know if you're going to get into this later, stop me. But this is Dave Chappelle we're talking about. Yes. We all saw the Chappelle show. The Chappelle show was always crossing lines.
Yes.
Why are we expecting anything different from it? He's always he walks up to the line and just dips his toe over it while looking at you and smiling.
Yeah.
That's Dave Chappelle. That's what we signed up for. And it's okay if you take offense to a joke. I don't think it's enough to cancel a motherfucker, though. He's a fucking comedian. That's his job. You're offended by a joke.
Yeah. American Nightmare says fair, but that's all my family could afford was participation trophies. Shut up.
American Nightmare's on a fucking roll tonight. Look at you.
Give him some more plunge points. Dylan the Pickle says fair. You already said that. Greg Narton says funny. I can't see why the director would defend his work. Yes, I feel like that was just hella unnecessary. American Nightmare says he doesn't believe in censorship. M. Dubois says comedy is always fair, including his joke. Greg Narton says fair. Kilo says fair. Lord Jamarcus says all jokes are fair. That's what makes comedy fun. Penn Ultima says it's a joke, don't care, even if the joke is trash. Destruction Inc. says as a comedian, all jokes are fair. Emily the Neighbor says, I don't know. It's fair because it's what we're all thinking, but too afraid to say out loud, but foul because it trivializes a traumatic experience, equally torn. Yeah. Now, I should also point out, and I'm glad Emily the Neighbor said that, because I should also point out that after Leaving Neverland came out, a bunch of Michael Jackson fans found all this conflicting information from the kids that I don't know if it was both of the kids that were alleging they were molested, or if it was one kid in particular, and they found a lot of stuff that kind of contradicts him. Like, there's times when he was like, oh yeah, this definitely happened, to I don't remember this happening, to I made this thing up. And there's these motherfuckers was finding sealed court documents and all kinds of shit, to the point where there was a petition to have HBO pull this shit off the air. And HBO didn't pull it off the air, but I think they slowed down how often or how frequently they kept it in their rotation. You know, and they are embroiled in a lawsuit right now with the Michael Jackson's estate, and it looks like Michael Jackson's estate is winning right now. So, you know, more to be tuned into that as well. Danny Lisner says fair, and the chat just jumped. I lost it. God damn it. Hold on. There we go. Danny Lisner says fair. Ace Wonder says fair. Mike was found not guilty, so as far as I know, Dave is making fun of yet another couple of guys who lied to the police. Lord Jamarcus says George Carlin did a bit specifically on this, point out you could even make rape funny if you talk about it. Say Porky Pig fucking Elmer Fudd. I'm laughing at the idea of that. Like, 'cause now I see it in my head, and it's just like it's all right. You know, and you know, Porky's never wearing pants either, so you know, things go down. So Dylan the Pickle says even if it's not funny, it's a damn joke. The Never Do Well says it was fair. He says Juggalo V says V the letter, please. Okay, I got you. Mike says fair. All jokes are okay, or none of them are. Penultimate says jokes are suddenly not fair when they hurt your own sensibilities. Even if a joke is hitting a personal nerve, I'm not going to stop a comedian from saying it. Yeah. Also, Pimp Monk is in the chat, so shout out to Pimp Monk.
What's up, Pimp?
From the Morningwood podcast, because I know Red Eye is here. I haven't seen Luna yet.
Yeah, we gotta set up being on the Morning Wood again and get you back on the show, Pimp Monk. We need to do both of those in the same conversation. Let's sync it up.
Yeah, so all right, there you go. And look, I'm in agreement here as well. It's just like because the way Dave set up the joke was, before he started talking about it, he does an impression of an outraged audience. Yeah. Right? And after he does his impression of the outraged audience, he was like, yeah, you motherfuckers are literally canceling people for anything. Y'all are going back 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, digging up old shit on people. And then the very first thing he says, it's like, Michael Jackson been dead for 10 years. This nigga got 2 new cases.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And that was the setup.
That was the setup. All right. Let's move on to the next fair or foul. Shit, man. Just pick a video. Doesn't matter. Anyone you want.
All right. Anyone? All right, let's go with this one.
All right.
I've given this a lot of thought. I don't see any peaceful way to disarm America's whites. There's only one thing that's going to save this country from itself. Same thing that always saves this country from itself. And that is African Americans. Right. And I know the question that a lot of y'all have in your minds is, should we do it? Yeah, fuck yeah, we should do it. Listen, no matter what they say or how they make you feel, remember, this is your country too. It is incumbent upon us to save our country. And you know what we have to do. This is a fucking election year. We gotta be serious. Every able-bodied African American must register for a legal firearm.
There we go.
That's the only way they'll change the law.
All right. Now, Dave Chappelle attests, in his special, that the only way to change gun laws and gun registration laws in America is if all black people that are legally allowed to own a firearm all choose to own firearms. And he believes that would change the law very fast. So the question is that a fair, foul statement? Do you think that's accurate? You think that's a fair statement? If a bunch of black people, if all the black people in America that could legally own firearms, all own firearms, would that change? Would that press lawmakers to change the law? Is that a fair, foul statement?
I'm sorry. Fuck you, Pimp Monk. I think that is a fair statement. Y'all answer it. We're not starting there. We're not going there.
Oh, what, are you talking about pumpkins again?
Nope.
Is that happening?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
I want to know what you're laughing at. I was looking at a different screen at the time.
Pimp Monk said if Monty gets guns, he would kill all the black women, though.
That's, Pimp Monk, you just earned 20 points. There you go. I don't know why Monty hates black women.
I don't hate black women.
Nubian princesses, but it is what it is. Monty just likes to dip a toe in the sweet white nectar. Yeah.
Wow. All right.
All right. I'm gonna while Monty chuckles away, I'm gonna read. Let's see. E.M. Dubois says, as a vet, I don't understand why I'm above being joked about. Because everybody loves the troops. Yeah, everybody. The thing is, people need to love the troops the way, like, they need to show their love for the troops the way they say they love the troops.
Yes.
And I have a whole thing about how America treats our active service members and our veterans, because it is appalling, and I feel like we really need one presidential candidate that's going to be like, look, my platform is, if you serve in the military, when you get out, you can go to any state school you want for free. You get free health care. Not that VA bullshit healthcare, but like actual, like, quality healthcare. Free psychological, free psychoanalyst whenever you want it, and set you up with a fucking job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you serve this country. When you come out of serving the armed forces, you should be set. Okay. Like, these are motherfuckers that are literally, like, putting their lives on the line, and we're talking about, like, when we think about people. I'm sorry, I'm going into this is about to become a whole other one scene Hannibal.
Yeah,
and I'm not even gonna
save it for another show.
I know.
That's good material. That's good material.
Is it American Nightmare says, as a white guy, I agree with this. We're too dangerous. Ace Wonder says fair. John 5 Miko, John Schmikos just laughed, it's a funny bit. Pimp Monk says that's foul as fuck. He's trolling us. Juma P says fair. American Nightmare says fair. As a white guy, agree we are dangerous as hell, especially in the South. And that's an interesting thing that we should definitely talk about sooner than later, because I'd like to see what the actual crime statistics are to support that in all of the places that have open carry laws and stuff. But let's come back to that another day. Humboldt Hipneck says fair. Juggalo V says totally fair. The chat did that thing again where it jumped up. There we go. I'm back. Let's see. Planet Mars says, I mean, fair. People would be shitting bricks and shredding documents contained in the contacting the Coast Guard. True. Give him plunger points for that.
Who was that?
Emily's, the Planet Mars.
Planet Mars.
You know what I'm
there
saying?
you go.
Aries, nigga. Planet Mars.
Oh, gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Red Dead
slow.
Redemption. All that shit. Emily the neighbor says it's a running joke, but I think that anything that empowers black people scares the shit out of old whites in power. Yeah, and look, keep in mind the reason that the gun laws are so strict in California is because in the 60s the Black Panthers was like, all right, well, all of these cops is killing us. We feel like it's unfair. So they had all the black people in that part in San Francisco and Oakland area all arm up. They had everybody go and get guns. And then the first thing Governor Reagan did was he passed these super strict laws to make it illegal for people to own guns. Now, he did it for kind of fucked up reasons, but then the California gun laws have been what they've been ever since. That's a thing. I've actually made this same argument a while ago. It was just like, man, could you imagine if a bunch of gay people just commandeered the Confederate flag and just made like a rainbow print of that shit? You know how fast that would just end all those Confederate flag discussions?
Yeah.
You know,
Right away.
Like people and that works with anything. That works with anything. Like if one side leans very far on this side and then another group of people that they don't agree with adopts that same thing, that's a wrap. This shit's over with. That shit's dead.
Yeah.
Fucking yeah. Destruction Inc. says file. I don't think it will work, but I do want more people to have guns. All right, that's what's up. Right. I think that if every black person that could legally own a gun, and I do you one better than that, if every legal person of Latin descent went and got a gun, they would change the law tomorrow.
Yeah.
They would change the fuck. If every Muslim American fucking legally went out and bought a gun, they would change the law tomorrow.
Yeah.
They would change the fuck out of that law. That Second Amendment be damned. They would throw that shit in the garbage. That shit would be crazy.
They'd be trying to take our guns away.
Yeah. Red Fox years ago had this bit that he did where he was like, I was reading in the magazine like Newsweek or something like that, or the New Yorker, Times Magazine, that said that every black person in America owns a switchblade. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, so I went out and got me a switchblade because I didn't want to be the only nigga in America without one.
Red Fox.
All right, go ahead. Let's run it. Let's go to the next one. Do the hold on, let me see. Pull up the one about. Pull up the abortion one.
All right. Let's see.
All right.
Wait, do I have that one?
So one of the bits that Dave Chappelle talked about in Sticks and Stones was about abortion. He has this very interesting bit about abortions, and I'm not gonna say anything else about it. Just go ahead and play the video, and then I'm gonna go ahead and run the article. Let's talk about it.
All right, here we go.
I'll be real with you, and I know nobody gives a fuck what I think anyway. I'm not for abortion. Oh, shut up, nigga. I'm not for it, but I'm not against it either. It all depends on who I get pregnant. I don't care. I'll tell you right now, I don't care what your religious beliefs are or anything. If you have a dick, you need to shut the fuck up on this one. Seriously. This is theirs. The right to choose is their unequivocal right. Not only do I believe they have the right to choose, I believe that they shouldn't have to consult anybody except for a physician about how they exercise that right. Gentlemen, that is fair. And ladies, to be fair to us, I also believe if you decide to have the baby, a man should not have to pay. That's fair. If you can kill this motherfucker, I can at least... I'll be real with you.
There we go. Yeah, that's where it cut off.
I know it cut off in a weird place. But the joke ends, he's like, if you have the right to kill that motherfucker, then I have the right to abandon it. You know, my money, my choice.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was the end of the bit. So, this article comes from the Washington Examiner. You know, a staunch hard right well, no, it's not a hard right. Let's say a right-leaning publication, right? But this comes from the Washington Examiner. They says, while Chappelle often misses the mark with his jokes, his sarcastic take on abortion offered rare insight into hypocrisy amid the pro-abortion position, whether he meant to or not. He says, it's a harsh joke, but one that's not entirely illogical. If a woman can choose what to do with her baby with no input from anyone else, should a man really be responsible for caring for the child only when a woman has decided the baby's worth keeping? No pro-abortion advocate would publicly make this argument, but it's difficult to tell men that their input is unwanted until it arbitrarily is. I should point out once again, this is a right-leaning website. Right? He says, by joking about the father who doesn't want to invest in an unplanned pregnancy, Chappelle hints at the truth of the abortion debate. It doesn't center around the humanity of the child, but around individuals' visions of their own lives. Just like a deadbeat dad's "my money, my choice," the pro-abortion slogan, "my body, my choice," is a simple assertion of will and power, untethered to ideas of right and wrong. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say right now, I do not agree with the way he received this joke. I feel like we heard this joke in two very different capacities. However, young David brings up a very good point. You have the right to kill the baby. I should have the right to abandon it. My money, my choice. And this is something that a lot of guys have flirted around with for a long time. So, Monty, all the shitheads in the chat, everybody watching the show, let us know what you think. Would it be fair or foul, right? If a woman can have the right to you know, whatever she decides to do with the baby, that is her decision because that is her body. Should the man also have the right to abandon it at any choice, at any point? Say, hey, if I don't want to help pay for this, I don't have to pay for this. What do you think, fair or foul? Let's talk about it.
I think, yeah, the woman. I don't even know why I'm even asked that question. I first agree with him on saying my opinion doesn't fucking matter when it comes to that. Yeah. I feel like she has that fucking right to do whatever.
We're not talking about the abortion. We're talking about if a man should have the right to be able to not pay child support.
Yeah. Yeah.
To voluntarily deny that.
Yeah. I agree with that. I personally wouldn't do it because yeah.
Because you love kids.
Yes. And my daughter is my fucking world. Like, I'd never abandon her. But
yeah, that's because you got a good one. Just think about all the people that got crap children. You know what I'm saying?
Even if my daughter was a demonic hellspawn running around, I would still be here trying to figure that shit out.
Yeah.
That's just who I am. So, but yeah, I agree. So
all right. All right.
Okay. I'm not making the choice, but I think and you know, I'll still criticize those motherfuckers. The piece of shit motherfucker that abandons his kids has the right to do so.
Yeah.
Or it should.
All right. There you go. E.M. Du Bois says, now see, I don't agree with anything he said just there. However, I don't want to cancel his special over it.
I like that.
There you go.
I like that. See?
There you go. Wait, I think he disagrees with the. Wait, which part do you disagree with? Do you disagree with
that came up right
my
after,
body, my choice, or the men having the right to abandon it?
Yeah.
Tyler, let us know, E.M. Dubois in the chat. Tyler Sevener says, "I stand with Dave." You know what? Yeah. Okay, let's see. What else?
Dunmer is pregnant, by the way. Just is it the show's baby? Just let us know.
If that baby comes out wearing a headband, we know who it's for. Also, I got a reminder to self: go get headbands, just in case. Awesome. Now, totally unrelated to what we're talking about right now.
All right.
Just, let's see. Mike says, wait, hold on, wait. Let me see. They're still talking about the gun laws. Let's see. Pimp Monk says, fucking amazing joke and fucking great point. Even every libertarian got a chub from that bit. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I was wait. Am I still on the guns part? Hold on. I thought did I not get to what you call it?
You should.
Okay, hold on. Let's see. All right, I thought I was past that. He says fair, but it has to be immediately. Juggalo V says fair, but it has to be immediately after conception. Oh, I lost it. Damn it. Hold on. Let me get it back. All right, there we go. Or a month into pregnancy, or whenever it is still safe for a woman to abort. Okay.
Oh,
so
all right.
Oh, I like that.
I see where you're going. Yeah.
That's interesting. So basically, when as long as it happens within the abortion window, that's when the guy can be like, and look, I think as on January 1st, Georgia's abortion law is supposed to go into effect. I don't know if it's January 1st, January 15th, I think it is, when the heartbeat bill goes into effect, where if it's at the minute a woman detects a heartbeat, then she can no longer have a medical abortion, but she is allowed to claim that fetus on her income taxes, and the man has to start paying child support for that fetus immediately.
It's a trap.
Destruction Inc. says fair, but I think he should have to decide within 2 years. Okay, see, Juggalo V is like giving him like 30 days. Fucking Destruction Inc. is saying that you got 2 years. So there you go, 48 months.
All
you know what I'm saying? Let's meet in the middle and do 17 months. How about that? Mike says fair. If the woman really needs child support, she should file for government assistance. And I would absolutely agree with Mike if I didn't just think that the government assistance part would just be trash. Yeah. But then that's a whole other thing that we could talk about. We're gonna get to that anyway. Emily the neighbor says, why not teach sexual responsibility, and then we can skip the whole conversation. That's true.
That is very true. I like that.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But in the words of early Kyler from Squidbillies, I don't like condoms. They don't feel the same. That's what he said. So Penultimate Squidbillies is a great show, man. Don't sleep. Penultimate says demonic hellspawn. Now we need to kickstart a remake of The Exorcist starring Monty as the priest. Yeah. Yeah. Monty just let that motherfucker be born too. So he'd be like, look, I don't believe it's the spawn of Satan. So, and a child deserves the right. Like, shut up, Monty. It's the devil. Kill it, keep moving. Abort that motherfucker. Anyway, keep moving. Kilo says if he decides not to during pregnancy, fair. If he decides after the kid is born, foul. Ooh, I like it.
Oh,
I like it. I like that. There's a little bit of area in there.
Yeah.
Hrothgar the Dane, wonderful name. I love that. Hrothgar the Dane says men should have the right to abandon it tax free. So there's that.
Who the fuck is Dumb and Dumber?
Dunmer?
Who the fuck is that? I got jokes in the chat. About being pregnant.
I gotta see who. I think it's a dude.
Tell him that shit's not funny.
What just happened?
I did one fight at a time.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. It's a lot going on in my house right now. Let's see. If he decides to discern pregnant, okay, let me see. Dumb and Dunmer. It says Hannibal's a master baby. Oh my god. Says Red Eye says Pimp keeps trying to get me pregnant. I keep telling him that it does not work that way. He tells me to put the wig back on and shut up. Hey man, if it ain't spit, it ain't love, bro. So there you go. Shayla says it seems like men have been abandoning babies since forever, and women will always choose when they will have a baby. I guess fair, but it's fucked up. Let's see what else. Humball Hipneck says it doesn't even have to be your kid. If your name is on the birth certificate, you're on the hook. Yeah, there's a story about a dude in Detroit, and I gotta find this fucking story. It's an older story, so it like using it as fair file might not be, because it might not be, time. It just because it's an old story. But basically, there's this dude in Detroit. Had sex with this chick years ago. She got pregnant, had the baby, put him down as the father, right? And then he was like, no, that ain't my kid. And then they put out a summons for him to come to court so they could do the DNA test to prove whether or not it was or wasn't his kid. Right now, I'm paraphrasing the story as best I remember it. So if I get the details wrong, please don't, go crazy on me. And if anybody can find the link to the actual story, let's talk about it, right? But this guy ends up missing his court date, to do the DNA test for the kid. So he's paying child support for a child that's not his because he missed the court date. And the city, the state of Michigan, the city of Detroit knows that it's not his kid because they've since done the DNA test. But the judge is like, too fucking bad. You shouldn't have missed your court date.
Wow.
And this dude is paying child support. The irony was he ended up missing court that day because he had court at a different court in Detroit on the same day. So he ended up not going to court in one place because he was in court in a different place, right? And the other one was a criminal charge, and then this was a paternity test. So he was like, all right, well, let me go ahead and do the criminal charge because that's something that could really have me fucked up. And now he's paying child support on a kid that they know is not his kid.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy, bro. And the judge was like, yeah, you should have came to court when we sent you. He was like, I couldn't. I was in two courts at the same time. What the fuck you want me to do? You know what I'm saying? I'm not an Olsen twin. You know what I'm saying? I can only be in one place at one time. Let's see what else we got. Vapion says foul because the way you worded it, you can't abandon it at any time. You can abandon it before birth, but not anytime if the kid gets to know you as his father, you're responsible. Okay, you know what? That you're right, Vapion. I worded it weird. You know what I'm saying? That's on me. That's on me, baby. So I got you. Fuck that shit up. Let's see. Yeah, Dumb and Dunmer says he sees a lot of deliberate pregnancies happening. Tyler Sevener says immediate fetus sounds like bars. that does sound like bars. The American Nightmare says fair, but bitches should learn to swallow. God damn.
Damn.
See, I'm all about why not just pull out and come on the thigh or the butt cheeks or something like that, or the Virgo tattoo. Come on that. Don't fucking do nothing, crazy. So yeah, that's and look, on this one, I've actually always, before he made this joke, I've always felt like this. I was just like, look, I think what happens in a woman's body is her right, it's her decision to make. But I also think that a guy, if he doesn't want to pay for it, he just be like, yeah, I don't want to pay for this kid. But if he makes that decision, you got to commit to it. You know what I'm saying? So don't wait till that motherfucker becomes Usher Raymond or motherfucking Zion Williamson and then want to pop back in his life. Be like, oh, I'm your daddy. Like, nah, man, that's not the way it works. You got to make a decision. You got to commit to that decision forever.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. That's that one. All right. What's the next fair file, Monty?
All right. What is the next one? Which ones have we not done? Let's see.
I think there's one left.
All right. Let's see. Oh, yeah. We got the schools. Here we go. Yeah. You want to go with the clip? Here we go.
Yeah, go ahead. Go with the clip.
Why would you have kids rehearse for some shit they have no control over? All you're doing is training these kids to worry. It's the stupidest drill I've ever heard of. And while you're in there training them during these drills, well, aren't you training the shooter too? This nigga's in here listening and learning like the other kids, sitting in the back. Where are we supposed to meet? We know as parents that.
Was that it?
Oh, was it? Did I cut it off early? I might have cut it off early. Hang on.
Oh, okay. No, you can let. No, that's fine. It's all good.
Yeah, I thought it looped.
Yeah. So, this story comes from Yahoo.com actually, and I've actually read like a couple different variations of this story. But yeah, this one comes from Yahoo. Dave Chappelle is making jokes about school shooting drills, and guess what? He's 100% right. In his new Netflix comedy special, Sticks and Stones, the famously controversial comedian tackles a lot of big issues, and though he doesn't quite get everything right, he nails it with how parents honestly feel about school shootings and the world of horrific drills we now live in. About halfway through the special, at the 27-minute mark, Chappelle pivots from some not-so-great bits to one that is very poignant. I would actually challenge them on that, but that's a fight for another day. He asks his son how school is going, and he responds, "We didn't have school today, technically. There was because the classes, they had an active school shooting drill." This is where Chappelle gets it right, explaining that he didn't realize that school shooting drills were a thing. He says, I had to tell my sons, I didn't want to tell them that shit. Son, listen to me. Fuck that drill. If somebody comes into your school and wants to shoot it up, you probably gonna get shot. I'm just being real. He makes a joke about how he's famous and that being the reason that his son would probably get shot. But he also almost casually adds, just stay low, run in the zigzag pattern. Don't try to save anybody. Do you understand me? While it is a joke, it echoes the same thing that a school shooting victim in Colorado was told by his dad. Whatever you do, don't be a hero. You know what I'm saying? And he talked about this, one of the victims, Kendrick Castillo. He was a hero, rushed the shooter, and died for it. He says, the crowd roars in laughter, and while Chappelle's delivery is funny, it's not actually that funny. Why would you have kids rehearse for some shit they have no control over? All you're doing is training these kids to worry. And here's where is the joke. Well, they wrote this weird. Here's where the joke is actually a solid point backed by numbers. Research shows that active shooting drills do little more for children than traumatize them. In early 2019, Indiana teachers who were doing an active shooter training with the county sheriff's office were shot with plastic pellets. One teacher reportedly being hit in the back 4 times. What does getting shot by plastic pellets do to prepare teachers for lockdown in their classrooms and hide out of sight of a school shooter? Then he adds, when you're doing these drills, aren't you training the shooter too?
Yep.
And that's the reality. That's the thing that I want to talk about right now. Dave Chappelle talks about this shit, about how we do these active shooting drills, and at the end of the day, the kid that might end up being the school shooter is right here in the school learning these same drills. So, if the kid that's going to be the shooter is in these classes and learns these drills, are these drills asinine? Do they serve a purpose? Are they making things better, or are these things worse? So, the question, of the fair foul statement is, Dave Chappelle is 100% right about school shooting drills. Fair or foul?
100% right?
Well, what percentage right?
Wait. I'm just clarifying. Yeah. That's your question.
Yeah. The statement is, Dave Chappelle is 100% right about school shooting drills being ridiculous.
Oh, yes, fair. He is.
Okay.
All right.
Would you like as someone who has a child that is in high school?
Yes.
Would you like to expound on that?
Yeah, I agree totally with him that I don't want her being in the same class as the shooter. I would tell her to take the advice of Hrothgar the Dane, who said, that's why where I work, when they say to meet such a place, I say, hell no, I'm going to call you from the interstate.
Right. Facts. Facts. I agree. I have 1,000% agree.
I already gave him his plunger points for that. So,
yes.
I caught that and made me chuckle. But yeah, I would not want her school to do school shooter drills, because he's right. They are training the shooter. Like that joke is hilarious, but it's fucking terrifying.
I got you. And everybody tell Ian Dubois bye. He's got to go head off to work, but I appreciate you tuning in for as long as you could. Also, 55 people watching, 47 likes. Let's go ahead and get those likes to match those viewers. So everybody that's watching, if you haven't already, go ahead and consensually massage that like button. We've talked to the like button, and it likes it.
Yeah, and you know what? All 55 of you motherfuckers, since I see some of y'all hitting the like button, all of y'all are about to get 50 plunger points.
Come rich, biatch. Come rich, biatch. Come rich, biatch.
There you go. I'm going to put that in. I think it loads up for the next time you're on the show when I do the cue the plunger points thing. So
Yes. So let's get to it. Let's see what the chat is saying. It's a Humbone Hypnex says people with no sense of humor rate jokes by how much they agree with them. That's not the point. That is absolutely not the point. You know what? Give him plunger points for that, because that's absolutely right. People are rating jokes based on if they agree with the joke or not. It's like, you don't have to agree with it. It's a fucking joke. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely feel some type of way about this, because people are like really like going at Dave Chappelle right now for the things that he says in this special. But there's like comedians like, Bill Burr has a special where he has some very critical thoughts about feminism. I don't see the cancel culture coming out for Bill Burr. Fucking Anthony Jeselnik, last stand-up special, he has a whole bit about why murder-suicide is the best thing ever. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny as hell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, but where's the cancel culture for Anthony Jeselnik? Yeah. Lisa Lampanelli has one of the foulest mouths of any comedian. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And she makes all kinds of jokes. She makes racial jokes and all kinds of shit. And that shit's funny as fuck.
And you know what? You forgot an important one who was mentioned in this special, Louis C.K., who died in that tragic masturbation accident. Look at his old comedy. That dude was big on taking shit that you should not laugh at and making it hilarious. That's what Dave Chappelle's doing.
Yeah, like watch Louis C.K. like the last time he hosted Saturday Night Live. The last time he hosted SNL, watch his opening monologue and watch that shit with a straight face. I dare you to watch that shit with a straight face.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker is hilarious, and it's like, and he's just gotten boycotted now. You know what I'm saying? So that's not, again, whole conversation for another day. We'll definitely talk about that. Let's see. All right, where you guys at on this fair file? All right. All right, Juggalo V, you are almost always the first one in here. Here we go. All right.
I'm gonna show Juggalo V some plunger point love here.
Here we go. Funny because it's true. My desk is right by the exit. Lord Jamarcus says my desk is right by the exit. give Lord Jamarcus plunger points for that. American Nightmare says I went into a middle school with my partner to help them train with this. They get intense. Yeah, I know. And I get the idea of the training. Like, I like the idea of it. It's just, like, aren't we training the shooter how to find the kids? Because, like, they tell the kids, like, oh, yeah, go in the bathroom, put your feet on the stall, so that way they don't know if anybody's there. But the shooter knows that's what you're doing.
Yeah. Now I know to kick in some stalls.
Right, or better yet, just walk in the bathroom and just shoot all the stalls.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like, because he knows what you're doing, because he was, you know what I'm saying? Just like, I'm sorry, it's weird. I don't have kids. I don't have a dog in this fight. So, I'm that guy that's got an opinion on this. Ain't got no fucking kids.
Yeah. Hey, why are you calling them dogs now? Did G-Man convince you that they're animals?
Nope, not doing this with you. Not gonna let you fuck up the night, man. Not gonna let you do it at all. Let's see. American Nightmare says, fair. We need Clayton Bigsby in every school. There should be no more shootings. Look, on the Chappelle show, the Clayton Bigsby sketch was the sketch that made me start watching Chappelle show.
Yeah.
The Nigga Family was the one where I decided I was a fan.
N-I-G-G-A-R, it's the Nigga Family.
That shit was awesome. Said Lord Jamarcus says the teachers should get instructions on how to handle the drills. The students do not need training. Emily says fair. He's absolutely correct about it. Ace Wonder says fair. Mike says fair. Red Eye said Boston Dynamics. 8209s for every school. What could possibly go wrong? Yeah, the opening scene in fucking in RoboCop, man, where the 8209 just fucking was like, he's like, all right, like hold this gun, and then he pulls out he's like, all right, you have 10 seconds to drop the gun, and the dude drops the gun, and the 8209, you have 9 seconds to drop the gun, you have 8 seconds. The dude's sitting there with no gun in his hand, right? That's amazing. Yeah. Like, shout out to RoboCop, shout out to Paul Verhoeven and all those movies he was doing, Running Man, RoboCop, fucking Total Recall, Starship Troopers. We need Paul Verhoeven making more of those sci-fi movies because he was killing that shit.
Yeah.
In the late 80s, early 90s. Let's see what else we got. Hrothgar the Dane says 100% right. Destruction Inc. says fair. Every kid should have a gun. If everyone has a gun, nobody's gonna pull a gun.
What?
Yeah. Look, listen. If when I was in high school, if you'd have gave everybody in the school guns, I'd just been like, "Mama, you gotta homeschool me. This ain't. Yeah. I'm not going in that. You got me fucked up. I'm not even.
You got that one wild bunch of kids playing gun tag with each other. No.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like that. That'd be. But it'd be an interesting social experiment. I definitely would like if there was a school where they gave everybody in the school a loaded weapon, right? 1,000 students. Every student had in high school, no less.
Yeah, like let's set it up in Newshound City, wherever the fuck that is. I'd like to watch it from afar.
Would that minimize bullying in the school? You think?
That would minimize kids in the school, probably.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see like how many parents. Do you think you could get 1,000 parents to conduct that experiment? I don't think you could.
No, I don't think you could either.
Do you think if you did 1,000, you think you could find 1,000 parents that are like hard right or very pro Second Amendment people in Texas to be like, yeah, let's give each of our kids a gun and send them to school?
No, I don't. I don't know. I don't think so. Or maybe 1,000.
1,000. Yeah, I'm thinking about roughly 250 kids for each grade level.
Yeah.
I don't think you could do it. I don't know if it would. I don't know if you could find 1,000 parents that would do that shit. But I'd be interested to like listen. I'd be interested to see what would happen. I don't think it would be good. I think it would be on national news. I don't think we would get a month into the school year before there would be a tragedy.
I agree. Like, yeah, people are getting shot.
Yeah, I definitely think that would. But you never know. Maybe we start small. Give everybody like paint guns. Paintball, maybe that's what it is, or tasers, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Look. This is good.
Hannibal wants Fortnite to become reality.
Yeah, look. This is the first thing. This is a dumbass idea. All right, definitely don't fucking do this because of what I'm saying. Humboldt Hitneck says fair. Dylan the Pickle says if you hear gunshots, I don't think you should run into a classroom and huddle in a group. Yeah, that seems like a bad strategy. It's just, yeah, man, I agree. I absolutely agree with Dylan the Pickle. Juggalo V says fair. School shooters shouldn't be fully aware or recognized like a fire drill or a tornado drill. Yeah. Also, shout out to everybody that lives in the Midwest that has to deal with tornado drills. Y'all the MVP.
That. Yeah.
Like we live in New Orleans. We're from New Orleans. We never had hurricane drills. It's like, oh, if a hurricane hits the school, it's like, this is what you do. It's like, no, if it's going, like, hurricanes move slow enough, we can avoid them. You know, for people that can afford to leave. That's a whole other.
Yeah. We get tornadoes in New Orleans, too. Not New Orleans, but in Louisiana. And New Orleans, there are spots where you can get a tornado.
Let's see, what else we got? I think that might be about. And Skill said fair, but I lost it in the chat.
And John Weiss said you get kids to sign up. You can get 10,000 kids to sign up, then 1,000 parents to ignore the consent form. There you go.
Yeah. Danny Lisner said fairs also. Shayla said fair. He knows a lot about school shooting drills. Yeah, the kid is gonna know the school shooter's gonna know a lot about school shooting drills. All right, what's the last video, Monty? I'm trying to think about what it is, and I'm trying to think about what I grabbed.
I thought that was the last one.
Was that 4? We did abortions. We did Michael Jackson. We did school shooters, and what's the last one? Disarming white people. Yeah, that was all of them. Okay.
That's all of them. There we go.
All right.
We got through those fair files. Check that out.
Yeah, we got through it. And look, there's another one that we didn't talk about that I didn't think about this until after we were kind of done prepping the episode.
Yeah.
Because he made some jokes about transgender people, and there's one that I really wanted to talk about. Monty knows the one.
Yes.
Monty knows the one, and I didn't bring it up, and but that's it.
You know what? You know what? Save it for the Jepisode.
Well, look, that concludes Fair File, and I do not have any shit we don't care about for this episode.
Yes, and we're gonna go right in to check this shit out because we wanted to pack it with Fair Files because most of this comedy special falls into Fair File.
Yeah, look, and real quick before we get into check this shit out, for everybody who's seen Dave Chappelle's Sticks and Stones, let me ask you a question: is there anybody who saw the special and was offended? You know, 'cause I'd like to know, like, what, you know, like if you saw it and you were offended, and if so, what was it about it that offended you? You know, let's talk about it for a second before we move on to the next segment.
Yeah,
I'm curious to know.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah,
I was American Nightmare says bullshit. I care. You know, I think whenever look. Check this, or shit we don't care about, we'll be back. But I think whenever I get around to doing a new intro, because intros will start changing as we move, I think I'm going to do something involving pumpkins, because... Lord Jamarcus is not a snowflake that gets offended by comedy, okay?
Yeah.
Matt Bond, I don't get offended by comedy, all right?
Emily says I plead the fifth.
Emily pleads the fifth. You can say if you're offended, or you can come over and have some drinks and we can talk about it.
Yeah, I just because I genuinely want to know, because he made a bunch of jokes. Like, he made the Michael Jackson jokes, he had the R. Kelly jokes, he had the abortion jokes, the LGBTQ jokes. Which I have a trans friend, you know, who's a male now, and I had the conversation with him about the special. And he said the way Dave explained the car that all the LGBTQ letters sit in, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. He said, you know, from his mouth, he was like, that was the perfect way to describe our community. You know, because people make the mistake of thinking that all of those letters work together all the time, and they don't.
Yeah.
You know, like here in Atlanta, for
sorry, Destruction Inc. with that jumpsuit really needed a belt. All right, continue.
Yeah, John Weiss says he's making money off people claiming they are offended before he even put the jokes out. You know, and look, just real quick, I'm on Rotten Tomatoes right now, guys, and there's a couple things I want to talk about here, right? So I'm gonna just on Rotten Tomatoes. This first one says from The Atlantic, Sticks and Stones registers as a temper tantrum, the product of a man who wants it all, influence without having much to answer to anyone. Right? The Movie Nation says, you've got our attention, pal, you just haven't delivered the funny. Pajiba, I don't know what Pajiba is, right? But apparently it's one of the critics, the publications they allowed to criticize this. It says Sticks and Stones leaves the audience with the sense that there was more work to be done before the special was filmed.
Wait, what?
It says Sticks and Stones leaves the audience with the sense that there was more work to be done before the special was filmed. Vanity Fair says ultimately, though, it feels like stale work from a comedian who was once known for truly boundary-pushing comedy, the kind that actually understood nuance, particularly where famous and powerful men were concerned. The Salon.com says Sticks and Stone exists as a defiant design to intentionally offend large swaths of the audience Chappelle deems too thin-skinned and easily outraged, while serving up simple, low-bar yucks to anyone yearning for validation of their anti-PC stance. And it just keeps going.
Wow.
Like, damn near all the critics are shitting on this, right? But here's where it gets crazy. Because I'm saying damn near all the critics are shitting on this, but all the critics aren't shitting on this. You know what critics aren't shitting on this, Monty? Would you like to take a guess?
I've got a pretty good idea. Why don't you tell us who?
Yeah, the conservative right-wing pundits love this special. They fucking love this shit. They love that Dave Chappelle got under the like started talking about all the identity politics and cancel culture and all that shit. And they fucking love this shit. Hold on, I'm trying to find one real fast. Damn, where's it at? The Federalist said Sticks and Stone simply further proves that Chappelle didn't make a comeback to placate anyone. He came back to make people laugh, and once again, he has succeeded. You know good and goddamn well conservatives don't find anything funny. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, that's a broad generalization about conservatives.
That is.
I shouldn't have did that. You know, I apologize.
And Emily, I just caught your Chappelle joke. I didn't read it. I did read it, but I didn't pay attention. You got your points. There you go.
Yeah. It's like a lot of the right-wing conservative sites that I've been to, even Breitbart was speaking very highly of this special.
Yes, that is.
And it is weird for me, someone who does not align with those belief systems and those philosophies, to be on the same page with Dave Chappelle. I feel like a lot of people missed the point of what this special was.
Yeah. Oh, I think they did. But it triggered people that were overly sensitive, and it was easy to jump on. That's what happened. It's like it's the way bullies will keep fucking with you when you react.
Yeah.
And that's the bullshit. Stop.
Yeah.
Just stop. Stop giving it to them. Y'all,
and when
you all gave this to them. You gave it to them.
And then when I saw people like Vox, and I'm a big fan of Vox, and I was like, when I seen them kind of going in on this shit, that shit kind of bothered me. Like Huffington Post was kind of shitting on this too. They got an Asian, I think they got a gay Asian comedian to talk about the jokes in the special.
Yeah. Yeah. It's,
you know, and he basically was just like, well, you know, Dave's old and old people aren't funny. You know, that's basically the way that he, you know, kind of attacked it.
Yeah.
You know, and there's a lot of people that's just like, that were just very, but here's the funny thing. In my Instagram feed, in my Twitter feed, in my Facebook timeline, I don't have anybody saying that this is a bad special. Everybody I know loves this shit, which either means that everybody I'm friends with tends to think and lean the way I lean, or I'm existing in an echo chamber that's only just regurgitating the stuff that I already think and feel. Yeah. And I entertain the possibility that both of those things are true.
Yeah. Yeah, and John Weiss said Republicans love a racist black man. I don't think Dave Chappelle's a racist black man, though.
Yeah, well, they like the idea of him fucking, you know, saying some things that, like, you know, like the like he makes a joke, like he makes a transgender joke about he was like, look, I'm not trying to make fun of transgender people. I just think this shit's funny as all. It's a funny situation to be in. You know what I'm saying? He was like, if it was happening to me, you would think that the shit was funny too. He was like, what would you think if I was like an Asian dude, like a Chinese dude, and this fucking 6'2" nigga body? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he was just like, and then he does the whole bit about it, which is hilarious and offensive. But it kills two birds with one stone.
Yeah.
And then he talks about, he was like, so if LeBron James switched genders right now and joined the WNBA, that dude would score 483 points a game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's the lie in that?
Yeah.
Where's the lie in that? Who wants to tell me that the LA Sparks would stop LeBron James if he had a sex change?
Yeah. Yeah, it's...
I mean, and to be fair, like, let's not act like LeBron James not one of the greatest players of all time. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, it wasn't like they did that shit with, like, fucking Lamar Odom. You know what I'm saying? Or like fucking, I want to make another reference, but I realize Monty knows nothing about sports, so it's just anything I say
nothing at all.
Completely lost on him. So let's see. I don't see anybody saying that they're offended by this.
Yeah.
He said I'd be offended. Hrothgar the Dane says I'd be offended by the offended.
All right.
Destruction Inc. That jumpsuit really needed a belt. What Westernator 5000 says, Dave needs a proton pack. Yeah, he did look like he could have definitely been a Ghostbuster.
I should have photoshopped that onto the graphic. Wow.
Yeah. Juma P actually brought up a great joke that Dave Chappelle talks about on the special. Dave Chappelle tells a story about him being on the Chappelle show, and every now and then, when you tell certain jokes, you got to go talk to standards and practices, the people that basically tell you what you can and can't say on TV. So he gets a call from the woman who runs standards and practices, a woman named Renee. He says him and Renee had a very positive relationship, and he had a sketch on the Chappelle show where he uses the gay slur that people are not allowed to say anymore. The F word, right?
Yes.
Which sucks because the F word used to be fuck, and now it's the other word that if you say it, the letters come after you. So Dave Chappelle goes to standards and practices, and he says they were like, look, we love your sketches, everything is funny, but you can't say you can't do this joke. He said, why not? He said, because you can't say the word faggot on television.
Yeah.
And he was like, all right, cool, no worries. So he said, we'll change the sketch. And then as he walks out, he stops, and he was like, he turns around, and he was like, I got a question. I'm curious though. He's like, why is it that I'm allowed to say the word nigger with impunity, but I can't say the word faggot? And then the Renee at Standards and Practices says, because Dave, you are not gay. And then Dave looks at it and says, well, Renee, I'm not a nigga either.
Yeah. That is some true shit.
That's some real shit right there. That's one of the best bits in the whole stand-up.
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen it yet, and look, everybody who hasn't seen it, go watch it and let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? If you were offended by it, let's talk about why you're offended by it, or what offended you. Because you might not be offended by the whole thing. You might only be offended by one piece. And then there's some other people that might be offended by all of it. Juggalo V says, fuck Rotten Tomatoes. I never thought I would say the words, man, but I agree with you. Fuck Rotten Tomatoes, man. I think that's a dick move.
Yeah.
And like I said, when you see the disconnect between the audience score being 99 and then the critic score being, like, at the time it was 0%.
Yeah.
And they've only allowed 17 critics to talk about it, and the 17 critics they talk about it, the vast majority of them are shitting on the special.
Yeah. And listen, I see John Weiss again. I miss our art market talks, John Weiss, but he said you're saying that he used people being offended as a marketing tool. If that's how you felt all along about Dave Chappelle, fair. If you feel it just because of this, foul. Because Dave Chappelle has always been the guy doing the outrageous shit. Always.
Yeah. He's always done these bits, and let's be real. Like, people aren't offended by the entire special.
Yeah.
They're specifically offended by the Michael Jackson shit, the trans jokes. I think it might just be the Michael Jackson shit and the trans jokes.
Yeah.
Those are the two that everybody's really been out of shape about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody was like, when he starts talking about white people on opioids, nobody was like, oh, I'm so offended by that. Like, and I've been spending all day reading these articles of people shitting on this special. So, anyway, I'm not going to keep going because I can keep going about this shit. Like I said, I think the special is fantastic. I think Dave Chappelle lets you know right in the beginning of the special what it is. He lets you know right out the gate that this special is about cancel culture, outrage culture, and he's going to talk about the shit. And then he talks about the shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And who was it talking about the jumpsuit? That's American Nightmare that keeps saying it needs a belt, right?
I think so. I don't want to give the credit to the wrong person, but I think Destruction Inc.
Destruction Inc. All right.
Yes.
Well,
Destruction
let's check this shit out. Is not about the jumpsuit. But this is for you, Destruction Inc.
Rod Feast Tender says Rotten Tomatoes can't be trusted. They're owned by Warner Brothers. Yeah, that's.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, there you go. All right, that's it.
All
right, Monty, go ahead and run Monty's important shit.
Check this shit out.
Oh, check this shit out. No important shit this week?
No important shit this week.
All right, let's do it.
We're going right
Check
in
this
to
shit
check
out.
this shit out.
Hannibal and Monty's Shit Show presents. Check that shit out.
What is that?
I didn't know they made them like that.
I don't even understand what I'm seeing.
Remember that shit I gave you last week, nigga? It's nothing, nigga. It's nothing. It's nothing, nigga. Nigga, it's nothing. This shit right here, nigga. This shit right here, nigga. Right here, this shit, nigga. This shit here, nigga.
Check this shit out.
Name is Chris the Chronic Gunner like, nigga.
Remember when Chappelle, I don't know if he was on Oprah, he was talking about wearing the dress. I don't know if you've seen the new picture for his Netflix special when he's standing in the, I believe it's Utah salt flats, and when they pull out, he's wearing one of those fucking dresses that Will Smith son wears. I don't know if his name's Willow. He's a fucking fruitcake too. But they got Dave Chappelle. They got him to wear the dress. Okay? And, you know, that's a real thing. I used to think that the Illuminati was just some bullshit that Christians made up that were sissies, but the more I look at Hollywood, it has to be satanic. Like the songs that they sing for kids, the shit I see on Disney, the moral decay. You know, like him just saying, oh, they're trying to put niggas in dresses and they've been doing that and da-da-da-da. And there was one in the dressing room and they rewrote the scene and Cat Williams is talking about them parties where there's gay shit going on. Like, you know, Cat Williams he tells the truth too much. You know, I think Dave Chappelle, I think they, you know, I don't know. Why would you have that shirt on? Why would you have that long ass sissy shirt on unless they got to you? You guys reached a compromise, you know? I think there's a lot of homo shit that goes on in rap music. And I'm gonna tell you my theories about rap music in my next video.
Damn. Adam S. really wants us to know how he feels about this one, doesn't he? Sorry. That was just for you, Monty. That was for nobody else.
There you go.
No, I tease.
Yes.
I love Buck Lightning. Me and him have some fantastic discussions, and he actively helps share my my GoFundMe, which I'm also going to post in the chat again.
Yes.
So if you guys can, like I said, share it. I greatly appreciate it. That'd be awesome. Oh, I just posted the wrong shit. Hold on, I'll find it. Yeah, man, that's ridiculous.
Yes.
Although, let me say this, I also didn't like that shirt when I was watching the intro to the special. I mean the preview for the special, and they show him walking in the desert with that those long shirts that dudes wear that look kind of like skirts, like the old Star Trek women's uniforms and shit. I don't like them shits, man.
Yeah, I don't like the shirt either, but he's not wearing a dress. Like
it's definitely not a dress.
Yeah, and if he just didn't like the shirt, he probably wouldn't have been to check this shit out if he was just walking through a parking lot ranting about how shitty that shirt is. But he tied it to Illuminati and all this other shit, and his next video, he's got some shit to say about rap music. I might have to go subscribe to this motherfucker.
Yeah. I will be very curious to see.
Or the shit show might have to go subscribe to this motherfucker. Let me be clear.
Yeah, he looks like the ladies are not a big fan. You know what I'm saying? He looks like he knows the last four digits of the social of every one of his favorite porn stars.
Yeah, he's that guy. He is that guy.
Yeah, he's that fucking guy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
He's the guy who the bouncer has a picture of outside of every burlesque show in like 4 states.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, and he tries to walk up, and he'll walk in like this, and like, sir. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, Dave needs to work on his fashion sense. Does he need a belt on that jumpsuit, Destruction Inc.? I'm just curious. Is that something you'd suggest for
him? Also, give Kilo plunger points for the random factoid. He says today in 1983, Stanislav Petrov disobeyed procedures and ignored electronic alarms indicating 5 incoming nuclear missiles, believing the U.S. would launch more than 5 if it wanted to start a war. Look at that.
All right. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I'm adding his plunger points as we speak.
Yes, I just want so you guys know Hannibal and Monty, appreciate the random factoids on these episodes. Look, man, I didn't think this was I thought the shit was funny as hell, and I was very I don't want to say I was very surprised. No, I am. I was very surprised at the amount of outrage that came from critics after the special, because I thought Dave did a very good job of letting people know right from the beginning of the special what this shit was gonna be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He let people know right out the gate that it was like, yeah, outrage culture, cancel culture, the Me Too movement and the leftists and liberals that is like, look, man, like we're not making things better by doing this, and then he proceeded to tell jokes that related to all those things. Every joke he told was like he gave you the setup for what it was going to be, and then he gave you what he told you he was going to give you.
Yeah.
Like the name of the special is Sticks and Stones. Sticks and Stones will break my bones. Monty, what's the rest?
Dave Chappelle should not hurt your feelings.
That's not how it goes, goddammit.
Isn't that better, though?
It works. It definitely works. Sticks and Stones will break my bones. But whatever Monty just said.
Dave Chappelle should not hurt your feelings.
Yeah. It's just, and it's such a weird thing. It's like when I watched it, and I remember after I watched it, I called you, Monty, and I was like, look, man.
Yeah.
I get the feeling that Dave is gonna get a lot of like it was like watching a friend do something that you knew he was gonna get in trouble for.
Yeah. That's exactly what it was.
And it was like, I agree with him. I liked it. I was entertained. But I also think he's going to get in a little bit of shit for this. But I thought it was going to be a little bit of shit. I didn't expect it to be all the shit that it is. Like, I'm genuinely caught off guard by, like, the amount of people that were, like, wildly offended by this. Like, to the point where I'm reading these reviews and I'm like, did we watch the same special?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get why everybody's so upset.
Yeah, like I'm telling y'all, if y'all read some of these reviews, and look, this is one of those things, man. Like Chris Rock actually said this shit great, wonderfully years ago. He said, nobody is completely conservative and completely liberal. There's some shit I'm conservative about. There's some shit I'm liberal about. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, on this side, I guess me and the conservatives, we're on the same page. You know what I'm saying? Bottom line is, and I said this in my What's Seen Hannibal, so I'm not going to repeat myself a whole bunch, but we have this generation of millennial, metrosexual, opioid junkies, you know what I'm saying, that grew up getting participation church trophies and being told that nothing is their fault, and you know, and anything that offends you needs to be this and that. And it's like, and they never learned how to take a goddamn joke.
Yeah.
You know, because if we start this line now, where does this shit go? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we start the line where it's like, you can't tell a joke, it's like, oh, well, you know, we're not abandoning jokes. But I mean, but couldn't you realistically argue that every joke is offensive to somebody?
Yeah. I think you could. And I would...
Like if I said, like, I got one for you, Monty. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Orange.
Orange who?
Orange, you glad I didn't say banana?
Okay.
That joke is offensive to bananas.
Yeah. You have no idea how I thought you were about to end this fucking show. I thought it was going to be a black woman joke, and I was just going to hit the end button.
No, man. It just, look, I could make the argument that joke is offensive to bananas. Or if I wanted to give it like an extra liberal spin, I would be like, that joke is offensive to vegetables because it's not inclusive.
Yeah. See?
Like, how dare you leave vegetables out of that joke? Why didn't you say, orange, you glad I'm not a tomato? Why, orange, you glad I'm not a, what tomatoes aren't, you know, vegetables. You know what I mean? But like, you know, orange, you glad I'm not a carrot. It's like, why didn't you say that?
Yeah.
That's not how, I didn't write the joke, man. I just was telling, it's just, if you nitpick at it, you can find something wrong with everything. And comedians tell jokes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck, man? Just like...
Yeah. I agree. You have offended the chat. I see so many people offended with you right now. You know what? We'll cancel them. I'm gonna have somebody different hosting the show next week. You're canceled, Hannibal. We're done. Yeah, you're canceled.
Oh, shit. Well, let me go ahead and just say what I think about Kinko's then, right?
Hey, watch your racist mouth.
Those dirty, filthy fucking... Anyway, that brings us towards the end of the show. Monty, you got anything you need to say, want to say, like to say?
Yeah, all I want to say is one of the things that this makes me think of, and I challenge all of you shitheads watching, whatever your alignment is, whatever sides you claim, whatever it is, do this. Think about what your side believes and see where you disagree. Because if you don't disagree anywhere, they might be controlling you. So, just, you know, figure out what the fuck you believe. Because we don't all believe the same shit. If y'all agree with everything we say, something's wrong.
Yeah, I look...
Because we don't even agree with each other.
Yeah, we don't agree on stuff. Like, you know, like, I tend to like really good music, and Monty... you know, tends to think Stan is not a great song.
Oh, so, is that what I think? Stan is a great song.
It is a great 5-star song. I agree. Oh shit, Monty and I are on the same page.
No.
So how do we feel about Nirvana right now? Is Nirvana's Unplugged still their best album?
Hannibal. You know what?
This was a shit show.
Y'all finished or y'all done? I ain't got no more talk.